Hey, 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 welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also, know on this channel, if you're new, I like to go deep within my readings. So I look at everything, but we really take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes within your experiences. This will allow you to see things from a different perception, and that alone is healing. But you're able to see why things are happening from a spiritual perspective, not just a psychological one, not just a physical one, and understand when you really have awareness, you're able to implement new habits, new behaviorisms that change how you deal with the situation. So that's really important, especially when we're dealing with karmic mates. Karmic mates, um, any soul mate is a karmic mate because karma just means learn. We tend to associate it with negative because we associate learning through pain. And so, what way that we tend to witness it and experience it over and over in our lives is through our relationships. So, if we're not careful, we can again really be affected by somebody's uh, by somebody else's pain, right? Hurt people. So when we understand, like I said, we're able to see things from a much broader perspective. And that alone is healing. When you incorporate the new behaviorisms and habits, you are no longer a vibrational match for that low vibrational energy that comes into your life. Even if you wanted to be in a connection with somebody that had a lower vibration, you wouldn't be able to because, they would continually trigger you. They would continually distract what you were trying to manifest. And if you're someone that's creating yourself, well, you don't want someone distracting you. When you are manifesting, when you're again focused on creating a good life for yourself, whether that's your own business, whether that's just doing well in your job, hobby, interest, to have deep, meaningful, intimate connections that make you feel good. You can't be around someone that's negative, that's on a low vibration because first of all, if you are not on that vibration because it requires you to love yourself enough to choose yourself, even if you have a spiritual connection to someone. So it's to understand how energy works. And once you understand how energy works, you're able to shape shift the energy. And so like I said, if you're on a high vibration, you can't be with someone that's on a low vibration. Same way that a person that's on a low vibration, they can't maintain a high vibration. You have to actually integrate spiritual lessons, see yourself differently, then embody the energy in order for that to really manifest. So a lot of people tell me that they've done healing and they've done part of their healing. They have awareness and they have awareness of what happened. They don't have awareness of why it happened. And so without understanding why, you can integrate the spiritual lesson. And why we're down here is to evolve into the highest state of consciousness, which is unconditional love. So when you're dealing with a karmic mate, a soul mate, a twin flame, any person in your soul family, like I said, they're all karmic mates, in my opinion, because each person that comes into your life teaches you, even if it's just through them showing you that they live differently, you learn. And so what happens is with a soulmate, the only difference is that you have a connection. You have a spiritual connection. There seems to be a soul recognition that is based on unconditional love, meaning you met this person many, many, many lifetimes. There is a connection. However, a connection can be so corroded and so tattered from from a toxic relationship, even if there's love. We see that with trauma bond relationships. So again, in order to break karmic cycles that turn into karmic looping, that we have to, again, understand what it is that we're doing. So I hope that you guys enjoy the readings and understand that you can really like change your own energy. The body and mind are self-healing organisms. When we do different things, we get different outcomes, and your brain can never go back to the same way. So once you've experienced something different, it's again your body, your mind will mold to that new experience. So we're able to create new neurological pathways. That's huge for people that have suffered from trauma. Psychological trauma creates automatic behaviors, and automatic behaviors are what create the neurological pathways, which it's like it's automatic. So a person that has severe trauma would need to actually recondition themselves. So a person that suffers from this energy, shame. See, this is going to be the underlining energy, by the way. If you like this video, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word shame in your comment bar for an opportunity to enter into winning a free reading with me. Yes, eventually I will get back to choosing people, but a lot's going on in my life right now. So continue to play, and, just know I will go back to all the different videos. Okay, so shame. This is the underlining energy. And when a person has shame, they don't like themselves. When a person has shame, they create a lot of personas about themselves. And they also usually have fear of abandonment because they don't like themselves. So when I say they create a lot of personas, they will try to create a persona that they perceive as more successful. So in this, they overshoot the mark a lot of times, that people know that they're not really genuine, that they're not really, it's a vibe, is that they overcompensate. People that have shame, like I said, they will come across as if they're perfect. They create the facade that they're perfect because they, again, don't like who they are, but understand that happens due to the experiences that they live. So I feel like when you were with this person, or dealt with this person, I should say, they really undercompensated. They really tried to act like that they were better than you by actually, this person's very smart. It's like, I feel like psychologically, they know like every trick in the book, like to manipulate someone. So I feel like they elevated themselves, like where they made it so that they were never really around, that they perceived that they were running their own business by themselves without any help, that they were like this Wonder Woman or Wonder Man, almost like that. They were perfect, like I said, worked full time. If they have kids, took care of the kids, was very interactive in those kids' lives. Never went out, was really like self-sacrificing. Again, painted this illusion to the world. So if they have Facebook or Instagram, you know that they were only posting up like the best of the best pictures, which people tend to do that anyway, but this person really does it. So they might take a lot of selfies. And so they could really spend a lot of time in creating the illusion. So I feel like you didn't really know who this person was. And so I also feel like they didn't give you much, but there was always like this spiritual connection where you both are very attracted to each other. When things were light, like before you like realized that there was something wrong, and I'm going to say it like that because you didn't really know what was the matter with this person, because they were giving you a lot of mixed signals, like that they like you, but that there was something holding them back. well, again, what was holding them back was shame. And what happens is like I said, this person is very strategic in their mind. So I feel like they always elevated themselves to make it like, no, I'm just really busy. I'm just not around because I, run my own business and I help my parents and I have friends and I belong to this club and that club and then I volunteer and then I take care of my kids and then I don't. So again, this facade, but I feel like this person, like everything with that is a show. It's almost like a face. Like behind closed doors, this person is like drinking a lot, sleeping around a lot. And I feel like this is how you met this person. You met them showing you what they wanted to show. So again, there's energy of shame, but I unfortunately always feel that when you attract someone that has shame, you also had shame at one point in your life. And I'm not talking about one time, I'm talking about living with somebody that like made you feel bad about yourself, made you feel as if you were inadequate, made you feel as if there was something wrong with you, that you had something to be shamed about. So again, shame isn't, children don't know what's right or wrong. They only know when they get scolded, when they get reprimanded, that something was really wrong. And I feel like both you and your person were raised by someone that was people that were very harsh, people that were raised the same way that they were raised you, very harsh, like how dare you, like shame the family, bring bad attention, and then they would isolate you. There was punishment, not, there wasn't, let's talk about this, let's work through. And why I'm saying this is because when we grow up in a family where we're shamed, we tend to not know how to have patience with another person. We tend to not know, even though we so desperately wanted that for ourselves because we were never put in that position to receive it because we weren't around people that did that. We don't know it. So how does the universe reparent you? Well, the universe will always reparent you by bringing you a mirror of who you are so that it forces you to implement the spiritual lesson. So I feel like, again, there we have a very spiritual connection. And why I look down, I see wisdom. And I know that because knowledge and wisdom, we're talking about the higher state of consciousness. And the higher state of consciousness is unconditional love. It's through um, the mind of God. Okay, because God is all knowing. It's the universe, it's ubiquitous. We wouldn't know what it is. It's an energy, it's a consciousness, and we are supposed to implement that consciousness. And the shame is actually on the opposite spectrum of unconditional love. So the universe has to get involved, is what it's saying, oh, both parties have shame. It's like, so no one knows how to drive the bus. Like that's what spirit's saying. Spirit's saying that means both aren't going to be willing to be emotionally vulnerable. They're just not, they're going to be in protective mode. And so spirit says, but my job is to give you support. My job is to be the father up in heaven that's going to bring you the support that you never had because you never witnessed it. So the universe brings you this soul mate. And there is a knowing, a wisdom, again, this higher state of consciousness that this person's supposed to be in your life and vice versa, but that's about as far as it goes. I feel like this person triggers you. I feel like you trigger this person. Oh, two came out. Okay, I feel like you called their bluff because this person acted again like you were never going to go anywhere. They were too busy for you, you see, because they didn't give you any attention. They didn't give you any attention. And, you felt undervalued. So you were like, I'm not sticking around for this shit. It's like you're, again, trying to elevate yourself. You see, trying to elevate yourself by never being around for me. to the point, are you cheating? I don't know. Are you cheating? I feel like there's something else going on. This person I don't feel like was cheating. However, I could see it triggering you if you have ever been in a relationship with someone that cheated. Um, it's again, you felt like you're not making me part of your world. You isolate me. It's like, and that is what makes me feel like you're cheating, like you must be with someone else. You're hiding me. Why are you hiding me? So it's again, I feel very undervalued. And I find that you're very selfish. Like, and I felt like it was very triggering for you. Again, because you didn't trust this person. And that's really like what happened. So what did you do? I feel like you left. Again, you again, I feel like in the beginning, this person wanted you to work hard, and I feel like you did for a little for some time, like with this person, and that's why they continued to do it, because I don't think you knew what they were doing. Like I say, because there was a spiritual connection and you knew automatically that there was a spiritual connection, but you didn't know who you were dealing with. So they would lie. They would say, oh, well, I have to be here. I have to be there. I have to do this for this person, that person. And I feel like, again, they wanted you to work hard for them. That's, again, this person needs to be, they need to be reassured. Like you said, they're not someone that feels good about themselves. So they need for almost like the person to chase them. And I feel like you also need someone to reassure you, and this person never would reassure you. There's almost like this person loves the fact that you have feelings for them and would brag all over the place, but they won't show any feelings for you. So it's again elevating themselves. And then you noticed it, and there was a sense of, you know, like you knew that this person completely needed to be in control all the time, and that you weren't allowed to have boundaries, right? You weren't allowed to have boundaries. And I feel like what happened is you just broke free. You were like, I'm not staying here. I'm not going to sit here and work this out with you. I'm going to leave you behind, because you're not making me feel good about myself. So it did take you a little bit of time, again, which is what this person thought. They just thought that when you walked away, that you would come back, because most people do. This person, like I said, is someone that's very smart. There's someone that has lived in shame for a long time. So they're very strategic. They've studied people. They're intuitive. So I feel like your intuition, you are intuitive too, but you're intuitive and you come from a higher state of consciousness, which is unconditional love. You are only like, I want to treat people the way I want to be treated. And this person is again intuitive, but they use it almost the way a narcissist uses it. And so narcissists many times have shame. It's again when they feel inadequate. And unfortunately, they tend to attract a person that is an empath, that is someone that has all the ingredients for success, and is someone that's beautiful and talented, but they don't know their worth. And so it makes up for this weird dynamic. And I feel like this person misjudged you, because again, you began to go along with it. And then you were like, wait a minute, because I feel like you like to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like this person showed you signs, but you made excuses for them. And so, yeah, you were like, I want to be with someone that I can co-create with. I want to feel like there's like a synergy, like that we work as a team. And you don't really make me feel that way. It's like that's important. I feel like you just know from past relationships and from relationships that you've been in exactly what you want. And that's what I'm saying when I say that I feel like you've done healing. I don't really feel like this person's done healing. Now, when I say healing, do I mean that you have fully integrated the spiritual lesson yet. No, fully integrating the spiritual lesson means that you transmute the lesson, and that means that you actually go through the experience, that karmic theme again, but you handle it differently. So you embody a different consciousness. So you feel that different consciousness, you actually see it. So I'm feeling almost like you're like, I can't see myself with you. I can't visualize myself with you because you're not a team. And what I truly want is I want to be able to like co-create. So I feel like again, you called this person's bluff because they never thought that you were going to do it. They never thought that you were going to do it. They thought that you were going to like stick around, that you were going to try harder, you were going to work hard, that you were going to be more diligent, that you were going to be with them more. That's what they thought because it's worked before for them in the past. But you're like, I can't be in a connection with somebody that has problems like all the time. And I feel like that's what you felt. You were like, this person just has problems all the time. I want to look and see. I want to use a different deck though. What this person like has problems, but what did they feel? Because I feel like again, we can't deny that there is this spiritual connection. So this person doesn't really put so much time into strategizing either. They usually get what they want right away. I feel like this is a situation that if you stuck around for a certain amount of time, well, like I said, this person isn't used of anyone walking away. I'm so sorry. So it's again, I feel like because I do feel like now that you're gone, they are like seeing the difference within their life. Remember, this person is very strategic in all their relationships, not just yours. They have shame. So what will happen a lot of times too with a person that has shame, they don't really believe that they're deserving of love. So they tend to get in their own way. They sabotage the connection. And that's what I feel like this person purposely did. But I am intimidated by you. So again, but they have a low self-esteem because again, and I said I felt like they definitely have narcissistic tendencies. So they would go for someone that's the cream of the crop, someone that they see has a lot of great attributes, but feels that that person doesn't know their worth. And that's what I feel like this person thought because they were like, I'm not giving you anything. I keep lying to you and you're naive. You keep thinking that, yeah, I really have to work late. I really have to see my mother. Yeah, I really have to see my kids. Really, really. But really, if I wanted to, I would have made time for you. So again, but they wanted you to chase them because I think in a way they were like, I don't think someone like you could really like me, could really have feelings for me. They projected a lot of their nonsense onto you. And I feel like but they feel like, again, you're their soulmate. They could feel it. And I said that before. So they're like, yeah, but I don't know what that means. And that's what the problem is. This person is like, it's like you're a soulmate, but it's like, what does that mean? If they have it shame, they've only had bad relationships. So they're not non-committal because they don't really want people to get that close to them. Doesn't mean that they can't be in a relationship, but their relationships like last as long as your socks last, your underwear, they're it's a day, it's this person is inconsistent. And the only way that a person can really be consistent in a relationship is when they love their life. If they don't love their life, they'll always be looking for something outside of them to love because they're sure as hell ain't loving themselves if they got shame. And that's the thing. So it doesn't matter that they feel that you're their soulmate. It looks like they don't understand it. It's like, okay, so it's What does that mean? That you have control over me? What does that mean? That I have feelings for you, so I should give. What does it mean? Should I give you more? Should I trust you more? It's like this person doesn't really understand the significance of having a relationship like this. I feel like they battle between the addiction of going out and partying and running around and maybe having multiple relationships that's going to feed their ego than to be with one person and really have an intimate connection because they don't like who they are. And once you would actually see that, you would actually see that there's nothing there. Because when we hold on to not liking ourselves, it means that we're not doing anything to create new experiences. We're not putting our time towards anything that's going to grow us. So again, that tells me that this person spends their time, you know, in addictive behavior, whether that's drinking a lot, smoking weed a lot, like hanging out with different partners, and just superficial things here for a good time, not a long time. Lower hanging fruit, make it easy, make me feel as if I'm desirable because I have shame. Shame is very heavy energy, and it's what we do because of shame that creates actually more shame. And so this is why you intimidate them because you called their bluff. This person didn't expect you to back it up. You were like, oh no, the writing's on the wall here. I don't like this. Peace out. Not dealing with it. Didn't expect it. I've been giving my power away to people in my life and I'm learning to set boundaries. You intimidate them because you have your own life. I feel like this person doesn't have a life. So when they say, I'm hanging out with this person, I'm doing for this person, I'm doing for work, I'm doing for family, I'm doing for friends, they are, but it's mainly to fill up time. It's mainly because they don't have enough, they don't know where to put their time. So it's their life is always work, 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 or addiction. It's again, there's no, when we have an identity, we're putting our time towards things that grow us, things that we love, things that we're going to lose ourselves in. And that makes a way where there is no way. That's how the universe conspires to bring you what you need. That's how when one door closes, another door opens. Unfortunately, no door is ever open for this person because they never move forward because they're stuck in their addiction. So they see the world moving by. They're noticing that everybody seems to have their own life. And now, because they've been giving to everybody else owns their life because then it becomes expected. It's not even really appreciated. So this person just stays in this low vibrational frequency of feeling like shame, like nothing that I do is ever good enough. Nothing like I don't matter. No, they made it that they don't matter because they spend their time not growing themselves, squandering it on, people that are not going to give them anything back. It's an energy exchange every time you're dealing with somebody. And, if you're only getting over and over and over and over and over, well, you're never becoming, It's like if you're always giving out, you're draining your energy. And so, and then the irony is the people that you're giving the energy to becomes expected and they don't treat you well because you're not treating yourself well. And so again, this person is afraid to have anyone else in their life because everybody seems to do the same thing because this person only knows how to create that sort of dynamic. So they're like, I'm not going to let you into my life because once you get into my life, you're not really going to see anything either. And I don't even like half these people that I'm still doing things for. Or if I do, it's not that I really want to because there's no real relationship over time, especially if this person is just squandering their time around and wasting their time and working. So, um, because of you, I'm starting to see what is really important in my life. Yeah, because here you are, like where they have a connection and they're like, you know, they don't feel like they have their own life. They don't even know what was important. They don't even know how they got to where they are, meaning in their life. Like, why do I have these relationships? Why, why do I do what I do? And I feel like it's because this person is not used to anyone calling their bluff. They had a very big ego. And when you have big ego, you have big walls, right? It distorts the perception about yourself and the world around you. This person had a huge head. And so you kind of like, if their head was a balloon, you just put a pin in it, where it deflated, it went, didn't even pop. It's like where this person like is just full of hot air. And so, like I said, they're wondering, how did I get to the life that I have? Like that there isn't anything and maybe I'm not as desirable. Remember, this person like created an ego, but the ego distorts the perception where, yeah, you're desirable to lower hanging fruit, but you are not lower hanging fruit. I feel like you had the same wound, but you learned it. You might have not have gone through and fully transmuted it, meaning gone through the experience and did something different. When we fully ground, we have to fully transmute the wound. We have to embody the new energy. So you might not have, but you already learned the lesson, meaning you already knew what to do if the situation ever arose, because you've been down this road before of being with people that breadcrumb, that don't give you anything, that want to undervalue you. So you were like almost like waiting for it. So that as soon as they did it, you were like, not today, motherfucker. And this person's like, what the hell? You just bitch at me. And here I am thinking that I'm so smart and so strategic and so this, and what you just did is like you just showed me somebody that I'm not, and now I have to look at my life, and you didn't even mean to, and you're having a good time on top of it. You're not suffering. My ego is fragile. Like literally, I've created walls to protect myself, and that's what I'm saying. And you just like drove your car right through their wall. You were like, not today, motherfucker. That's what it is. It's like that's what this connection is, so that we can see why you like triggered this person, because what you're like is like, okay, this is a paper tiger. This isn't real. That's a facade. And this person is like, it's like, and this is their energy right now. I'm mad at you. Like, that's the energy. But we are one, don't let fear get in the way of this truth. And the thing is, they're like, but I still have like a soul connection. But it's like you're triggering the shit out of this person because you just drove your truck through their wall. So they're like, like you trigger them, and that creates fear because they know that they need healing, and they're like, is this connection going to be too hard? You intimidate me, you make me not feel good about myself. And it's like, no, motherfucker, you don't feel good about yourself because you have a spiritual block of shame, and that you haven't fully integrated yet. I've integrated, I haven't transmuted. That's you, Scorpio. You're like, I've integrated. You're just a person that I'm going through this, and I'm actually watching myself transmute it right now with you, because I'm not going to give anything to you, and you're the person that's going to be squirming, and you're the person that's going to, if anyone's going to cave, it's going to be you. And this person knows that. They're like, oh my God, should I let fear? Because that means I'm the one that has to come back and do something. And you're like, yeah, not today. I'm not doing it. I just drove a fucking truck through your wall. I already see everything. The jig is up. It's like either you're going to do something or you're not. But either way, I'm fine. You're not, because now that I'm gone, you're stuck to look at yourself in the mirror, and your ego is fragile. So you're like, I don't know what to do. So of course you're intimidating to this person. It's so funny. See how the divine used you? You see how God just used you to go to that person? That person's like, I don't know what just happened. We project our patterns onto each other. That's what happened. And this makes it really difficult to see what's real and what is fear-based thinking. And that's what's happening. And this is why this person is like, again, they project, and that's why they're like, oh, well, fear, because of all the projecting, and again, then what they do to actually sabotage the connection. And what did I say? Shame creates behaviorisms that are self-sabotaging, where the person gets in their own way because they don't believe that they're deserving of love. Like, again, they created this nonsense where there wasn't a problem. They just didn't expect you to call their bluff. You're like, they never expect, they never had that happen to them, ever. So you just shown them a different reality. And they're like, again, that of course made them look at themselves. It's like the energy that they gave out. Actually, I feel like boomerang, the back hit this person on the side of the head where they were forced to look at everything. Don't judge this, just surrender. I know it's triggering, but from a higher perspective, it's clearing energy and bringing us closer together. So they're like, they, it's like, this is really triggering them. I feel like on a higher level of consciousness, this person knows you're supposed to be in their life because, again, you're a soulmate. They can't get out of their mind. There is passion. There always is going to be passion with a soulmate. We wouldn't stick around long enough to get through these triggers. God knows that. So what they're saying is like, this is really difficult, but it's helping them clear the blocks that created shame. And part of that is when you have to come back and apologize, and believe it or not, that you can make a mistake and you can redeem yourself. And when you redeem yourself, you shouldn't have shame anymore. Unless you do something that's completely horrific, that you could always, always heal it. The whole thing is that this person's shame created the sabotaging behavior, but they have feelings for you because you showed them a different version of love, really, and you showed them tough love because there's still a spiritual connection that this person's like, I can still feel like we're soulmates. I still feel like you're here. You're still like, the connection isn't broken. No, because unconditional love won't be broken. However, in order for you to really heal, like you'd have to see this person do something different, and they'd have to do something different. So that's why on a higher level, and that's, I would say this person's not spiritual, but I would say when I tap into my heart, when I ask myself, what do I want? I want to be with you. And it's like, and being that I want to be with you, it's triggering because there's part of you that I don't want to be with because you did this, 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 you did this. And you're like that too, because this person triggers your shit also. Even though you integrated the spiritual lesson, you haven't transmuted it. And that's that fire energy. So whereas both of you need to, like, again, surrender to what is, and that is unconditional love. Like I said, the universe was going to get involved. It was going to say, okay, both people don't know what the hell they're doing here. So let's bring them together. And now you might say, well, I normally don't have a problem in relationships. This person is, but nevertheless, there's a spiritual wound there that's really difficult for you to work through. So the universe is saying they're not going to get it. And I want them to get it in this lifetime. Yes, again, so I'm going to bring you, the person, to help heal, but it's going to trigger the shit out of you because that was there before. It's almost like you had a paper cut and now you put you do something else to it. The finger really hurts now, really hurts, when really it might have stung a little bit if you would have put it in apple cider vinegar after you got a cut. But being that you got a paper cut and then you cut your finger with a knife, now you feel like your fingers just fell off. You know what I mean? It's intensified. That's what a wound is going to feel like. That's what a trigger is going to feel like. That's what this type of relationship is going to feel like, because it's a stubborn wound. It's one where both parties relive the same scenario of feeling shame, feeling shame, feeling shame. It wasn't a one and done, as I said earlier. It was a no, you lived in an environment where you were made to feel unworthy, not good enough, that there was something wrong with you, and so did this person. So you're going to be triggered. You're going to say, no, it needs to look like A, B, C, D. And spirit says, no, unconditional love, there is nothing, it doesn't need to look like that. And you're like, no, it needs to, in my book. And God says, no, that's in your book, but you have expectation, and that is not unconditional love. Just the same as ownership is not. I am not neither one of those things. You're putting your own twist on that shit because you grew up without. So you're expecting this person to come in and give it. That doesn't happen that way. This person gonna teach you how to do it for yourself, whether you like it or not. So that's, this person knows from a higher perspective. And I think you do too, even though you might not like it, you might be like, I don't like this shit at all. It's like, but I feel our energy merging together as if it has a life of its own. And that's the thing with this type of, and that's because spirit said, well, I got a hand in this shit. You know, you're not, it's not up to you. It is not up to you. Learn to surrender. And again, if you were made to feel unworthy, shame, again, beaten down by a parent, you're not going to want to surrender and be like, fuck that. No, I'm going to protect. I'm in survival. And spirit says, you will surrender. You will surrender. And it's triggering, and it's not going to feel good. Healing doesn't feel good. You guys made these behaviorisms and habits as a way to survive. Now, I'm not saying that you should be a doormat for this person. I'm not. But it doesn't, it means that they would have to be different, obviously. But what they're saying is that they, you know, that they're actually, a lot of spiritual shit is happening right now that you're not seeing, that the divine has its hand in, and it's making them look at their walls, and it's making them look at their patterns, and looking at their life. Why does my life look like that? What is it making you look at? How you didn't get love growing up? Again, that's shame. You're not good enough. There's something wrong with you. Again, that perception. I didn't feel safe. The parents were supposed to give you safety and security. They didn't. Didn't make you feel loved. This person made you feel the same exact way. And again, hope. I feel like you always had hope, and you still had hope. And so what you had to reparent in yourself was giving yourself the love, giving yourself the security, and I believe that that is what you did do. Again, overwhelmed. So again, this person definitely created those things within you to awaken these inner child wounds. So we reparent ourselves. And again, you would reparent yourself by giving yourself the love. And that could be if you want to take a class, to learn something new, to become yourself, to feed your talents, hobbies, interests, lose yourself, have a love affair with yourself. Again, give yourself the love, pour into yourself, learn to be alone, learn to invest in you. Don't talk yourself out of not taking that class, or don't make excuses of why you're not going to the gym. Give yourself the love, because if you were shamed, you didn't have that. It's up to you to give it to yourself, so that you recognize when someone comes into your life and they want to elevate themselves and keep you beneath them due to their inadequacy. Understand, when you are giving yourself the love by creating yourself and growing yourself, people on a low vibration, they're not going to waste their time with you because they want to go for lower hanging fruit that's just easier. Just easier. They're not going to sit there and fight with somebody that loves themselves, because they're going to get laughed at. And they already have shame, so they're not going to want to be put in that position to begin with. You know, obviously it is overwhelming when you don't have the love and the security, and not don't feel safe. So again, you can get also feel safety by getting a better connection to the physical body, the physical world, all physical elements of the physical world, because this is a root chakra in balance. So again, not only in growing yourself by becoming yourself but again training your nervous system through yoga, breath work, tapping, whatever it is that you need that's going to help you get strong within yourself. Because again, only in the now do you get divine guidance. Ruminating ahead of time on what to do, what you can do, is not going to help you. It's in the moment. And so you make yourself strong. That's how you can go with the flow of life. And I feel like you always had hope. And there was a sense of, yeah, it didn't work out with this person. But you put the energy into yourself. And I feel like that's what you did do, because you detached from this person. Like I said, I feel like you learned the lesson already. You just didn't transmute it. Transmuting it was to actually go through this connection and do exactly what you did. That was a transmutation process, because it's what this person does, and what this person is doing is they're working through their shit. And they're working through their shit because they're like, I know we're going to be back together again. I know it. It's like, because I'm still thinking about you. It's bothering me. It's like, now, whether you are with them or not is irrelevant, because some of you are going to be, and some of you guys are not. But what is relevant, Spirit says, is that you see that this person comes back and apologizes to you. And then you see the situation from a different perception, which is, wow, this person was just really afraid. This person was insecure. That had nothing to do with me. I did the right thing. I can trust myself. And that is how you were able to embody the spiritual lesson. Again, that's how you're able to see a different outcome. That's how you get to see yourself different, and you get to see the person different, because you did exactly it. Like I said, you learned it. You didn't fully transmute it, which is fully embody it. So I always like to ask Spirit, what else should we know? How should we leave this? Oh, some of you guys probably want to know how the person in the story, what this person in the story is going to do. So we will pull that, but we're going to end. Here it says, divine light, I am an expression of love, and I shine like the sun. My inner light is my strength and my treasure. My intuition guides me to discover the wonder and goodness of who I am. So again, Spirit saying, continue to grow yourself, pour into yourself, so that you discover who you are, and that understand you are an expression of love. So be love, and so you can attract love, and that always listen to your intuition, which I feel like you did, because again, only in the now do you get divine guidance, and that's through Spirit directing you. That's through God protecting you. And so I feel like you did that, and that's essentially what Spirit's saying is, continue to do what you've been doing. And so for the people that want to know, how does the person in this story want to what are they going to take them back? If they come back, we know that they're coming back, but we want to know what you're going to do. I wish I could share my good news with you. I feel like there is a part of you that misses this person. Things are happening for you. And I do feel like there still is a emotional connection. I can't stop thinking about you. So I feel like for some of you guys are still very attached to this. Again, sometimes I stay awake thinking about you. So again, I feel like if this person would come back, the person in the story, that they are still very attached, that they would hear this person out, maybe let this person redeem themselves, because what it looks like is that they too are integrating spiritual blocks that they have, which is why they run away, why they need to create illusions, What do they really want? Why does their life look so empty? Maybe they should have a love affair and start pouring into themselves. Maybe they can start to create stronger foundations by becoming strong within themselves. It's again, it's the connection at its least is still healing and still transformative to both parties, whether you're together or not. And I think that that's what this story is. I think I like this story actually better where neither one of you guys get together and that you just learn. But like I said, in this story, I feel like you're going to take the person's going to take them back. Well, I'm going to leave that there, Scorpio. You let me know whether you resonated, and I'll talk to you soon. You can let me know whether you would take this person back, because I don't think I would take this person back. So this definitely was not my story. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.